The Galactic War Council Arena was the largest place in the known galaxy. Thousands of alien warriors from dozens of species filled the arena. Giant creatures, sleek insectoid soldiers, armored cyborgs, and warriors with energy blades all sat in rings around the central platform. The arena was alive with tension, excitement, and a strange kind of arrogance. This was not a place for ordinary soldiers. Only the strongest warriors and generals were invited. They came to discuss power, strategy, and legends of war. They came to boast about their fleets, their victories, and their abilities. The council meeting began with loud speeches. Alien generals showed hollow recordings of their most terrifying battles. Giant fleets destroyed entire planets. Armies crushed without mercy. Leaders defeated with precision. Each warrior tried to outshine the others. Laughter, pride, and mockery filled the arena. Then a small alien, one with narrow face and sharp eyes, raised a question that made everyone stop. "What about Earth?" he asked. At once, the arena erupted in laughter. Earth. The name alone seemed ridiculous to many in the council. Small, blue, fragile. A planet where humans lived. How could such a world produce anything worth mentioning in the galaxy? Earth, another warrior bellowed. You mean that soft little world? Their stories are only myths. They are weak, emotional, and helpless. The laughter grew louder. Some warriors even waved small, glowing weapons in mock salute. In the back of the arena, a figure sat silently. He did not join in the laughter. His armor was old and scratched, but it carried the weight of countless battles. Some of the younger warriors ignored him, thinking he was just another relic. But the older generals noticed him. They shifted uncomfortably in their seats, because they knew who he was. The laughing warriors continued. Legends about humans saving worlds? Ridiculous, one alien cried. They cannot even survive their own planet's storms. The crowd laughed harder, some pounding their claws on the ground. Even the arena itself seemed to vibrate with their amusement. Then someone asked a question that made the room pause, a question that no one wanted to answer. If humans are so weak, then why were they banned from the last Galactic War? Suddenly, silence fell. Even the young warriors who had been mocking humans went quiet. No one spoke. The air became heavy. At that moment, the quiet figure at the back of the arena slowly stood. His movements were deliberate, calm, and full of authority. The crowd turned to look at him. He was tall, his armor scarred and worn from battles no one in the current generation had survived. His eyes were sharp and steady, and his voice, when he spoke, carried the weight of 1,000 victories. Because, he said slowly, when humans join a war, the war ends too quickly. A hush fell over the arena. Some aliens whispered among themselves. Many faces showed disbelief. The young warriors who had laughed before now looked at each other nervously. The man stepped forward. His boots made no sound on the metallic floor, yet his presence was louder than any weapon. "I am Ral'Vorn," he said, "commander of the Galactic Alliance forces, survivor of 3 great wars. And I am here to tell you the truth about Earth." Some warriors gasped. The name Ral'Vorn carried weight. Legend spoke of him, a hero who had led fleets, destroyed enemies thought unbeatable, and survived battles that had shattered entire planets. Even the strongest warriors respected him, or feared him. Ral'Vorn looked at the laughing alien, the one who had mocked humans the most. His gaze was calm but sharp. "You laugh at humans," Ral'Vorn said, "but you do not understand them. You do not understand what they are capable of. You only see small bodies and fragile appearances. You do not see their minds. You do not see their courage." The alien warrior sneered. "Mind? Courage? They are just stories. Old man. Tales for children." Ral'Vorn smiled slightly, almost pitying him. "Stories," he repeated softly. "No, they are facts. Facts you will wish you never ignored." He paused. Every eye in the arena was on him now. The young warriors leaned forward, curious. The older generals exchanged nervous glances. Ral'Vorn began to recount a story, one no one had dared speak of in years. Years ago, a powerful alien empire had started conquering planets at an alarming speed. Entire worlds fell in days. Civilizations vanished without a trace. The Galactic Alliance, a union of the strongest species, was losing badly. Their fleets were destroyed, their generals killed, their planets burning. The alliance was desperate. Their usual strategies failed. Every plan collapsed before it could succeed. Panic spread among the commanders. Fear filled their hearts. In desperation, the alliance remembered Earth. They sent a message. Not a threat, not a demand, but a plea. Earth, they said, we need your help. The galaxy falls. Our armies cannot stop the invaders. Come to our aid. The humans' reply was simple. If we enter this war, we do not fight gently. The council ignored the warning. Desperate, they begged the humans to join. Then the humans arrived. Ral'Vorn's voice grew quieter, drawing everyone closer. When humans came, he said, they did not send diplomats. They did not try to negotiate. They sent a fleet. Not many ships. Not hundreds. Just one fleet. And yet, the galaxy would never forget what happened next. The arena was silent. No one moved. The young warriors were leaning forward, as if they could see the battle themselves. Ral'Vorn continued. The enemy had thousands of ships. They believed they could crush any newcomers. They laughed when they saw the human fleet, but that laughter ended in hours. He paused, letting the suspense grow. In 5 hours, he said slowly, the humans ended a war that had lasted 3 years. Gasps filled the arena. Some warriors whispered to each other. A few tried to hide their fear. Ral'Vorn looked around, meeting eyes with many. Do you understand now? He asked. The humans you mock are not what you think. They are clever, fast, relentless, and unpredictable. When they fight, they do not stop. They do not give mercy. And they do not lose. The laughter had disappeared. Even the boldest young warriors felt a chill run down their spines. Ral'Vorn's voice was calm, but it carried a warning. This is why humans were banned from galactic wars, he said. Not because they are weak, not because they are small, because they are too effective, too dangerous, too unpredictable. Some of the older warriors nodded. They remembered the stories. They had heard whispers of humans' battles. But no one had dared speak of it in the arena. Until now, Ral'Vorn straightened his back. His eyes scanned the entire hall. Do not make the mistake of underestimating Earth, he said. Do not mock their legends. Because if humans decide to fight, you will wish you had stayed silent. The young alien who had mocked humans earlier opened his mouth, but no words came. He looked at the old commander, at the silence of the arena, and realized something terrifying. He realized that humans were not stories. They were reality. And reality, he now understood, was far more terrifying than any myth. Ral'Vorn stepped back. The arena remained quiet. The laughter had vanished. A lesson had been taught. A warning delivered. And somewhere deep in the hearts of every warrior present, a seed of fear had been planted. Humans, the galaxy had underestimated them. And no one would make that mistake again. After the shocking words of Ral'Vorn, the arena remained silent. The young warriors who had laughed at humans before now stared in disbelief. The once noisy hall was now heavy with tension. Everyone could feel it. The weight of truth. Humans were not what they seemed. Ral'Vorn raised a hand. His eyes, sharp and steady, scanned the crowd. You want to know the truth about Earth, he said quietly. I will tell you. You want to know why humans were banned from galactic wars. You want to know what happened when they first arrived. Listen carefully. This is a story few have heard, and even fewer believe. The arena leaned forward. Every creature, every warrior was silent. The council lights dimmed slightly, as if the arena itself wanted the story to be heard. Ral'Vorn began. Years ago, the Zarkan Empire, a terrifying alien force, had begun conquering star systems at an incredible speed. They had enormous fleets, advanced weaponry, and warriors who never surrendered. Entire planets were destroyed, their populations enslaved, and their armies annihilated. The Galactic Alliance, a union of dozens of species, fought desperately to resist the Zarkans. But their attempts failed. Fleet after fleet was destroyed. Commanders fell. Planet after planet fell into enemy hands. The Alliance had one last hope. Earth. They sent a message, hoping humans would come to their aid. The humans replied with a single line, simple, yet full of meaning. We will come, but we do not fight gently. The council laughed at first. How could such small, Fragile beings make a difference against the might of the Zarkan Empire. They had armies that spanned light years. Humans had a few old ships and small soldiers. Ral'Vorn's eyes narrowed. He remembered the disbelief he had felt when he first saw humans prepare for war. He had been a commander himself, and yet even he had underestimated them. When the humans arrived, it was unlike anything the galaxy had seen. They did not land slowly. They did not negotiate. They came with a fleet, yes, but it was smaller than the Zarkan fleets. Just a handful of ships, shining with strange designs the galaxy had never seen before. The Zarkan commanders laughed when they saw the human fleet. Pathetic, they said. Tiny ships. Fragile pilots. They cannot even last 1 hour in space. Ral'Vorn remembered how quickly that laughter ended. The humans did not wait for attacks. They struck immediately. Their ships moved faster than any in the galaxy, their tactics precise and terrifying. Ral'Vorn's voice lowered. They destroyed the enemy's forward stations before the Zarkans could react. They targeted command centers, supply lines, and war factories, all at once. Their attacks were coordinated, smart, and fast. The Zarkan commanders were stunned. The arena was silent. Even the young warriors could imagine the chaos. The humans did not just fight with their ships. They sent Marines directly into enemy vessels. Unlike other species, humans were not afraid of danger. They fought like predators on death worlds, fearless, relentless, and efficient. Every boarding party succeeded, every mission completed. Ral'Vorn's eyes glinted with memory. In just 5 hours, he said, the humans ended a war that had been raging for 3 years. Entire Zarkan fleets surrendered. Commanders were captured. Planets that had fallen were liberated. And all of it was done by humans who others called weak. The young aliens in the audience gasped. Their minds could barely imagine such speed, such efficiency. They had heard of humans before, but the truth was beyond imagination. Ral'Vorn continued. Do you know why humans succeeded? He asked, letting the suspense grow. Not because they had the strongest weapons. Not because they had the biggest ships. But because they adapt. They think differently. They fight differently. They use what others consider impossible. He gave an example. One human fleet faced 3 enemy dreadnoughts at once. The others would retreat. Humans? They attacked simultaneously, boarded all 3 ships, and captured the enemy commanders before the battle could even escalate. Not a single human soldier was lost. Not one. The arena was quiet. Even the strongest warriors could not hide their shock. Ral'Vorn's voice became calm, but filled with warning. The Galactic Council had a choice, he said. They could let humans continue fighting. But they did not. They banned humans from wars forever. Why? Because when humans fight, they do not stop. And when humans fight, the war does not end gradually. It ends quickly. And no one can control that. Some of the older warriors nodded, remembering whispers of the humans' capabilities. Many young ones had never believed, but now they could see the truth. Ral'Vorn paused and looked at the audience. You mock humans, he said. You laugh at them, but if you ever face them in battle, you will understand fear. You will understand why legends exist. You will understand why Earth was never part of our wars, despite saving countless worlds. The young alien who had mocked humans in Part 1 looked pale. He could barely speak. Are they really that powerful? He stammered. Ral'Vorn smiled slightly. Yes, he said. They are that powerful. And more, because they are unpredictable. They do not fight like any other species. You will never know what they will do next. You will never know how they will win. You will only know when it is too late. The audience was quiet. The weight of the story had hit every warrior. Even those who had laughed before now felt respect and fear. Ral'Vorn leaned forward slightly. Remember this, he said, his voice low but strong. Humans do not fight for glory. They fight for survival. And when humans fight for survival, nothing can stop them. Not fleets, not weapons, not even legends. He straightened again. His eyes scanned the arena, ensuring every listener understood. This is why you never underestimate Earth. This is why you never mock their legends. And this is why you should always remember the name humans. The council lights brightened slowly, signaling the end of the story. But the silence lingered. No one spoke. No one laughed. The lesson had been taught. The truth had been revealed. Ral'Vorn returned to his seat, the weight of countless battles in his posture. The young warriors were quiet, their minds racing with the unimaginable truth. Humans were not weak. Humans were unpredictable. Humans were unstoppable. And somewhere in the galaxy, a small blue planet waited. Its inhabitants would not fight often, but when they did, the universe would remember them forever. The galaxy had never seen anything like it. The Zarkan Empire, proud and terrifying, had assumed victory before the humans even arrived. Their fleet stretched across the void like dark storms, thousands of ships bristling with weapons, commanders laughing at the tiny blue planet that dared to enter their war. Humans came not with arrogance, but with calm precision. Their fleet was smaller, yes, but every ship moved with purpose. Every captain knew their role. Every soldier was ready, not for glory, but for efficiency. Ral'Vorn remembered the moment humans first appeared on the galactic radar. "I have never seen anything like it," he whispered to himself, decades later, recalling the event. Every ship, every marine, ready for war, yet calm as if walking into their own backyard. The first strike. At 0600 Galactic Standard Time, the human fleet jumped into the battle zone. Zarkan scouts immediately reported their presence. The enemy laughed. "Pathetic," their commander said. "Send one wave and destroy them." The first wave of Zarkan dreadnoughts charged. But the humans did not wait to be attacked. They struck first. Ships split into multiple squadrons. Each squadron targeted key enemy stations. Communications hubs, supply depots, weapon factories. Each strike was coordinated to cripple the enemy instantly. Ral'Vorn, watching from the Alliance Command Center, saw the impossible happen. The Zarkan fleet was confused, overwhelmed, and off balance within minutes. "They move faster than thought possible," he muttered. "And they do not just fight, they predict, adapt, and dominate." Boarding operations. The humans' true strength, however, was not just their ships. Small boarding craft launched like lightning. Human marines, armed with compact weapons and clever tools, boarded enemy ships. They fought not like soldiers, they fought like predators. One story Ral'Vorn never forgot. A Zarkan command ship, massive and heavily armed, was assumed unboardable. Thousands of enemy soldiers patrolled every corridor. Yet, within 10 minutes, a small team of human marines had neutralized the entire command crew. They used traps, speed, and clever tactics. They moved like shadows. Not one human was lost. The enemy commanders were terrified. How can such small creatures do this? They screamed over communications, only to find their fleet falling apart piece by piece. The turning point. By hour 2, the tide had completely shifted. The Zarkan fleet had lost 30% of its main ships, including multiple dreadnoughts. Their commanders were captured or killed. Panic spread faster than the humans themselves. Chaos consumed the enemy ranks. The humans did not stop. They did not hesitate. Their strategy was unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. While most species fought in linear formations, humans split, converged, and adapted in real time. They attacked where the enemy was weakest, then shifted immediately to another target. Ral'Vorn watched with awe. He had fought hundreds of wars, commanded fleets, but humans were different. Humans were unpredictable, brilliant, and terrifying efficiency. "This is why they were banned," he whispered, remembering the Council's secret decision decades ago. Not because they were weak, because they are unstoppable. Psychological warfare. The humans also used fear as a weapon. Enemy pilots reported strange tactics. Human ships would appear where none were expected. Fleet signals suggested dozens of ships, but in reality, there were far fewer. The humans created illusions and confusion, turning the enemy's strategy against them. Zarkan officers reported seeing ghost fleets attacking from multiple directions simultaneously. Morale collapsed. Soldiers refused orders, thinking humans were everywhere at once. Ral'Vorn nodded grimly. Humans did not just fight physically. They attacked minds, plans, and nerves. Every move created panic. Every tactic left the enemy exposed. The final hour. By hour 5, the war that had lasted 3 long years for the Galactic Alliance was ending. Entire Zarkan fleets surrendered. Their planets were liberated. Enemy commanders were captured, and their war machines rendered useless. The humans had achieved in 5 hours what thousands of alien soldiers could not in years. Ral'Vorn remembered the moment he realized humans were different. It was not just their speed or skill, he said. It was their understanding of war itself. They fought not to kill, not for honor, but to end conflict efficiently. The humans could have destroyed entire systems. They chose not to. They prioritized strategy, survival, and efficiency. Even the Galactic Council, which had relied on long wars to maintain balance, realized humans were too powerful, too effective, too unpredictable. The secret decision. After the war, the Council convened in secret. Humans had saved the galaxy, but their efficiency was a threat. No one could control humans once they chose to fight. The decision was made. Humans would never fight in another galactic war. Ral'Vorn remembered leaving the council chamber, the weight of the decision heavy on him. Humans had not been banned because they were weak. They had been banned because they were too strong, too clever, too effective. If humans ever become the enemy, he whispered, no one could stop them. The aftermath. The Zarkan Empire, defeated but alive, spread stories of human efficiency. Whispers of blue planet warriors traveled from system to system. Fear replaced arrogance. In the Galactic Alliance, humans were honored silently, in secret, never celebrated publicly. Their legend grew, but the galaxy never fully knew their power. Only those who had seen it firsthand. Ral'Vorn often reflected on that war. He remembered the courage, skill, and intelligence of humans. He remembered the calm determination on their faces, the clever tactics, and the relentless drive to end conflict efficiently. He also remembered something else. How a simple race, seemingly fragile and small, could change the course of a war in hours. This is why we never mock Earth, he told himself. Because when humans fight, the galaxy will tremble. Legacy of the 5-Hour War. Years later, in council meetings, young warriors who had mocked humans would whisper in fear when the subject came up. The story of the 5-Hour War became a lesson, a warning, a legend. Ral'Vorn often visited the arena quietly, watching new generations of warriors, hoping they would understand one thing: never underestimate humans. Because when humans fight, they do not just win, they end wars faster than anyone can imagine. And the galaxy learned in silence and awe that humans were not to be mocked, laughed at, or underestimated. The arena was silent. For hours, the warriors had listened to Ral'Vorn recount the humans' unbelievable feats. From mocking and laughter, the hall had shifted into a tense, awed stillness. Every warrior felt the weight of the truth. Humans were unlike anything the galaxy had ever faced. Ral'Vorn stood at the center, his old armor gleaming faintly under the lights. He looked at each face, young and old, fierce and timid. All of them had underestimated humans. Now, they hung on his every word. You have heard the stories. Ral'Vorn began. The battles, the strategies, the victories. But there is one truth, one thing no one in this galaxy truly understands about Earth. The arena leaned forward. Even the most arrogant warriors, those who had mocked humans before, felt a shiver of curiosity and fear. Humans are not the strongest, Ral'Vorn continued. They are not the largest. They are not the fastest or the most durable. They are different. And it is this difference that makes them unstoppable. The secret of survival. Ral'Vorn paused, letting the silence grow. Humans fight not for glory, not for territory, not even for survival alone, he said, but for each other. They protect what they care for. They adapt to everything, every environment, every weapon, every enemy. And when humans fight, they learn instantly. They do not repeat mistakes. They improve with every strike, with every defeat, with every challenge. The younger warriors in the audience whispered among themselves. So, it's not just their weapons, one asked. Ral'Vorn shook his head. No, it is their minds, their creativity, their will. They turn anything into a weapon. They see opportunity where others see danger. They think faster, act faster, and endure more than any other species. You may have seen fleets, armies, weapons, but humans can outthink them all. He walked slowly around the arena, his voice steady and calm. I have seen them face enemies 10 times their size. I have seen them survive storms, radiation, and death-world predators. I have seen humans in the darkest battles, surrounded, outnumbered, and yet victorious. Not because they were stronger, but because they refused to lose. The young warriors stared, their faces pale. The older ones nodded grimly. Whispers filled the arena. Humans were not what anyone had imagined. Why humans were banned. Ral'Vorn's tone grew serious. The Galactic Council made a choice, he said. They banned humans from wars not because they were weak, but because they were too effective. If humans fought again, no one could control the outcome. Planets could fall. Fleets could vanish. Entire empires could collapse faster than anyone could react. He let the words sink in. Some warriors began to tremble. The young alien who had mocked humans in Part 1 now looked down, ashamed. You see, Ral'Vorn said, humans do not need numbers. They do not need fear to fight. They do not need advanced technology. They need only courage, intelligence, and will. And when they combine these, they are unstoppable. The arena was silent. Every warrior realized the truth. All previous arrogance, all mockery, all laughter had been foolish. The human's philosophy. Ral'Vorn continued, revealing what truly made humans extraordinary. Humans fight not because they are trained, not because they are ordered, but because they choose to fight. Their strength comes from choice, from purpose, from belief in what they protect. Other species follow orders. Humans create orders, adapt, and achieve impossible goals. He walked closer to the front rows. They are unpredictable. You can try to plan against them, but every plan fails. You can outnumber them, outgun them, outmaneuver them, but you cannot outthink them. And when humans fight, every move is calculated, every strike decisive, every victory complete. A low murmur spread through the arena. The young warriors realized why the Zarkan Empire had fallen in 5 hours. It was not luck. It was not chance. It was human will and ingenuity. Galactic reaction. Ral'Vorn paused. He looked around, making sure every warrior understood. After the 5-hour war, the galaxy changed, he said. Fleets that had once laughed at humans now trembled at their name. Commanders who had dismissed them now feared even rumors of humans intervening. Empires respected them silently, secretly, and with caution. He let the weight of his words settle. Even today, the galaxy does not celebrate humans openly. Few know their true power. But those who do remember, and they never underestimate them. Some of the older warriors nodded in agreement. Some whispered quietly, acknowledging their ignorance. The young warriors, full of curiosity and awe, now understood the legends. They were real. Humans were not just stories. They were a force unlike any other. The ultimate lesson. Ral'Vorn's eyes shone as he delivered the final truth. The lesson is simple, he said. Do not mock humans. Do not underestimate them. Do not think they are weak, fragile, or insignificant. Because when humans fight, the war does not continue. It ends. Quickly, decisively, and completely. He raised his hand, pointing toward the stars beyond the arena. You may laugh now. You may think you understand. But the moment humans decide to act, every plan, every fleet, every strategy will crumble. And all you will have left is regret. A quiet hum of awe swept across the arena. Even the loudest warriors who had mocked humans before now looked uneasy. Every face reflected respect, fear, and fascination. Ral'Vorn straightened. His story complete, his message delivered. Remember Earth, he said softly. Not for its ships, not for its soldiers, but for its people. When humans fight, the galaxy will remember forever. Epilogue, the silent warning. As Ral'Vorn left the arena, the council members whispered among themselves. The young warriors replayed the story in their minds, unable to forget it. The message was clear. Humans were not just another species. They were legends alive. They were a force that could change wars, empires, and the galaxy itself. Somewhere on a small blue planet, humans lived ordinary lives. They farmed, they built, they laughed, they cried. But the galaxy had learned a secret. When humans choose to fight, the impossible becomes reality. And the universe, vast and powerful as it was, had no choice but to respect them. The story of humans was no longer a myth. It was the truth of Earth.